everyone, I'm Dana, and if I told you a few weeks ago that my life would turn into a movie, I would have laughed. But you know what? Reality invited me to the premiere without a warning. I lived with my mom, and to be honest, it wasn't easy. She was ill, and I often felt less like her daughter and more like her caregiver. But I didn't complain. It was just the two of us against the world. After school, I worked as a ticket taker at a movie theater. It wasn't a fancy job, but I could watch movies for free, and for me, that was almost like a ticket to another life. I could watch romantic scenes and imagine that I was the girl on the screen that the handsome guys were fighting over. Sometimes I got so carried away that I couldn't tell my fantasies from reality. My best friend Kelly knew all about my quirks and accepted them. I often let her watch the movies for free because, come on, how could I accept money from a friend? Especially when Bruce Kaminsky was on the screen. We were both crazy about him. We watched all his movies, cut his photos out of magazines, and argued over who would charm him faster if we ever happened to meet. One day, I was on my way to work when I saw a guy who was glued to his phone. He was walking straight towards a huge pit that had been dug by the workers without noticing it. "Hey, stop!" But he didn't hear me. I ran up to him, grabbed his sleeve, and stopped him right as he was about to fall. We almost fell in together, and then I saw his face. It couldn't be. It was Bruce Kaminsky. I stood there with my mouth wide open, and he just stared at me. Passerbys crowded around us and started to film us on their phones. That girl saved Bruce Kaminsky. I just stood there, trying not to die of shock. "You're my savior," and he left, just like that. I went to work in a daze. One thought kept running through my head. I saved Bruce Kaminsky. I was so busy replaying that moment in my head that I forgot to check the tickets and just waved everyone in. Callie came by that evening. "Are you all right? You're acting kind of weird." I couldn't keep it a secret and told her everything. About the pit, Bruce, him looking at me, everything. "Are you serious? You do realize this sounds like another one of your fantasies, don't you?" "I'm telling you, it was him! Bruce Kaminsky!" But Callie just kept eating her popcorn like I was telling her the plot of some movie. When I came to school the next day, my classmates immediately surrounded me. "Dana, did you really save Kaminsky?" "Look! Someone posted it on TikTok!" A video of me saving Bruce was playing on her phone. In it, I was standing with my mouth wide open like a complete moron. The video already had millions of views. I became popular. Kelly looked at me with round eyes. "I still can't believe it. This is unreal." Something even more unreal happened after class. When we were leaving school, a fancy car stopped in front of us, and a guy got out of it. It was Bruce! "I wanted to thank you personally and ask you out for dinner." At that moment, I forgot how to breathe. Kelly stood there with her mouth open like she wanted to say, "Wow," but couldn't. I don't remember getting into his car. He drove us to a posh restaurant. Each dish there was a work of art. Bruce was making jokes, telling stories from film sets, laughing, and he was perfect. So much so that it was a bit scary. We walked along the river, and I felt like I was in a movie. If you subscribe to the channel and hit the like button, you'll be cast in a movie for sure. "Dana, I've never met anyone like you. I want you to be my girlfriend." That gave me pause. Was he joking? Was my dream becoming a reality? It sounded a bit too good to be true. "Bruce, we hardly know each other." "Let's get to know each other then." The next day, he picked me up after school again. This time, to show me how films were made. We came to a set. Bruce showed me around and told me about the scenes he was filming. And then, I suddenly saw a guy that looked just like Bruce. They wore the same clothes and had the same hairstyle, only his face and eyes were a bit harder. The director suddenly shouted, "Camera, action!" That guy got on a motorcycle and drove into a burning building at breakneck speed. I couldn't help but scream. A second later, Bruce walked into the frame, calm and clean, and said something cheesy. After they finished, I asked him, "Who was that? The guy on the bike?" "Oh, that's Ray, my stunt double." At that moment, something clicked inside me. It turned out that all of Bruce's heroic stunts had been done by someone else. I kept thinking about it the next day at school. When I told Kelly about it, she snorted. "So what? He's Bruce Kaminsky. All actors have stunt doubles. Who cares who does the stunts if he's so cool?" I nodded, but couldn't get rid of the strange feeling. Maybe she was right. I'd been dreaming about Bruce my whole life. And now, he wanted us to become an item. For our next date, Bruce took me to a private party to celebrate the release of his new movie. As I sat there sipping soda and watching the movie, I realized that the main character wasn't Bruce anymore. I only saw Ray. It was weird, but at the same time fascinating. fascinating. After the movie ended, Bruce went somewhere, and I was left alone with all those important people who were discussing something serious and ignoring me. I felt uncomfortable and tried to find Bruce. I went backstage and saw Bruce discussing something with the producer he often worked with. I eavesdropped on them. "How long are you going to hesitate? Make her your girlfriend. There's almost no time left. She's not ready yet. I'll try." I didn't understand what they were talking about. What kind of weird game was this? But then someone touched my shoulder. I whirled around and saw Ray. "What are you doing here?" I got lost. Everyone out there is so famous. I was uncomfortable. I get it. I like ordinary people too. Ray and I came up on the roof of the club to get some fresh air. We sat on the parapet and chatted for a long time about life, movies, and how cool it was to stay behind the scenes instead of on the screen. Ray said that he starred in all of Bruce's films, but Bruce always got all the fame. And you know what? It didn't bother him. Ray liked leading a normal life without being chased by paparazzi. As I listened to him, I felt warmth inside. I liked Ray, so much so that I even realized that all my love for Bruce was actually love for the idea of him, for the characters he played. But Ray didn't play any characters. He was a real-life hero. But then I came home, and all my euphoria vanished in an instant. There was an ambulance parked by my house, and my mom, pale and weak, was being carried to it while our neighbors watched. They called an ambulance when she had a seizure. They took her to the hospital, and I heard words that paralyzed me. Mom's insurance did not cover her treatment. We needed money, quickly. The next day, instead of going to school, I headed to work to try and earn more money. I ran between the auditoriums, checking the tickets. After lunch, Kelly came by to ask me why I hadn't come to school, and I told her everything. My phone rang. It was Bruce. He invited me to an exhibition of some popular artist, but I couldn't leave the cinema. I needed the money, and Bruce and his fake world disappointed me a little anyway. I asked Kelly to go instead of me. She beamed, agreed, and promised to tell me how it went later. After work, I went to the hospital to see my mom. You won't believe who I met in the hallway. It was Ray. It turned out he often helped out in the children's ward as a volunteer. We chatted and laughed, and he offered me a ride home. We walked down the street and chatted about both trivial and serious things, and I suddenly realized he was my hero, brave and real, not on the screen, but right next to me. Ray caught my eye, smiled, and said, "You know, I really like you too. Would you like to go out sometime?" I agreed, and something inside me clicked, like everything was finally falling into place. The next day at school, I asked Kelly how her evening with Bruce went, but she was pissed off. It turned out that when Bruce saw that she came instead of me, he said he only wanted me and sent Kelly away. I didn't know what to do because I felt torn between two worlds, Bruce's fake world and Ray's real world. After school, Bruce picked me up again and drove us to some event. On the way, he started to pester me with questions. "Will you be my girlfriend? Why do you like me? I'm a simple girl and you're a star." Bruce stayed quiet for a while like he was gathering his courage, and then he confessed, "My popularity has waned. The star meter rating almost hit 0. My producer said I should go out with the ordinary girl who saved me. Everyone will talk about it, and it will put me back in the spotlight." I finally realized what was going on and felt sick. I told him to stop the car and left, feeling like a toy. When I came to Mom's hospital ward, the doctor immediately told me that I had to pay for her treatment. But I didn't have that kind of money. I went outside with no idea what to do. Then, an expensive car stopped in front of me. Bruce's producer got out of it. "Dana, we need to have a talk." He offered me a deal. He would pay me if I pretended to be Bruce's girlfriend. At first, I was so mad I wanted to refuse, but Mom was more important to me than anything else, and I had to agree, even though everything inside me was against it. He immediately paid me and said that no one should know about our agreement. I ran to the hospital with the money and paid for Mom's treatment. I immediately felt a weight fall off my shoulders, but I still felt pretty nasty. The next day, Bruce took me to a glamorous party. Reporters, celebrities, camera flashes. He introduced me to everyone as his girlfriend. I immediately received attention, glances, smiles, and realized that the game had begun. Bruce was pleased. He had achieved his goal. And then I saw Ray. He seemed sad as he lowered his eyes and left. My heart sank. I betrayed him, even though I knew it wasn't my fault. I did it for my mom, to save her life. But the guilt and longing were tearing me apart. A couple of weeks went by. Mom was finally discharged from the hospital, and she was feeling much better. I still caught myself thinking that just seeing her healthy was a small miracle. While Mom was recovering, my life started to resemble some kind of strange TV series. Bruce dragged me to all sorts of events and arranged staged photo shoots where I had to look sweet, radiant, and in love. The paparazzi filmed us like we were a perfect couple. When the other kids at school found out about my relationship, I became a local celebrity. My classmates had hundreds of questions. I tried to make up with Kelly, but she was mad and kept her distance, like I had betrayed her forever. My boss also found out. I even got a pay raise, though it didn't bring me any joy. Occasionally, I saw Ray sitting somewhere in the corner. He looked sad, but I couldn't explain anything to him because I was too busy dealing with Bruce and our fake relationship. Bruce walked around as happy as a clam, and it seemed like the whole world revolved around his smile and our love. All the news channels talked about us. His fame skyrocketed again. He got an offer to star in a new movie. And of course, he dragged me along everywhere, making me act all sweet and loving because we were being filmed by paparazzi. I was on set when, as usual, Ray took Bruce's place in one of the dangerous scenes. He was supposed to jump from one roof to another, but at the last moment, he got distracted when he saw me and fell. I screamed. The doctors immediately came running. Ray was alive but badly injured. I rushed to him, sobbing and feeling guilty. The ambulance arrived instantly, and I was ready to go with Ray to the hospital. Bruce tried to stop me, but I pushed him away. Enough! Leave me alone! I got in the ambulance with Ray and drove to the hospital without looking back. There, I waited while he underwent surgery. Every moment while he was under anesthesia felt like an eternity. It was only when the surgeon came out and said he was fine that I relaxed. When I got home and scrolled through the news, my heart sank. Bruce Kaminsky's girlfriend dumps him for his stunt double. I thought, this is it. The producer will demand the money back, but I don't have it. What am I supposed to do now? I decided to work like crazy and pay off my debt no matter how long it took. The next day, I came to work and saw a huge crowd. Everyone came to watch a movie and get their tickets checked by a real celebrity. Thanks to you, business is flourishing. I even got a pay raise again. It was supposed to make me happy, but I knew that no amount of money could replace the real feelings I had for Ray.
Kelly came after lunch.
Is it true what they say about you in the news? I told her everything because there was no point in hiding things anymore. And you know what? Kelly apologized for being angry and jealous. We hugged and made up. Being comforted by a friend is one of the best feelings in the world. After work, I went to the hospital to see Ray. He had already woken up and was making jokes again. I apologized and explained why I couldn't be with him before. Okay, I forgive you, but with one condition. Promise to go on a date with me. I agreed and kissed him. At that moment, I felt like everything finally fell into place. A few days went by. I visited Ray. He was gradually getting better. But I was worried because I hadn't received a single message from Bruce. One day, Kelly and I came out of school and saw a familiar car. The window was rolled down, and I saw Bruce. He wanted to talk, and I anxiously got into his car. To my surprise, Bruce smiled. You know, it all worked out for the best thanks to you. Everyone is now talking about me being dumped. They feel sorry for me. I only got more popular. But what about the money? My producer said that he won't demand money from you if you record a video and tell everyone why you broke up with me, so that everyone will hate you. Oh, so that's what you want. I pulled out my phone right away and turned on the camera. I dumped Bruce because he's nothing but a pretty face. Now Ray is a real hero, and I fell for him ages ago. The disdain in my voice flew right over Bruce's head. Oh, thanks. That's exactly what I need. I got out of the car. Kelly was still waiting for me. Hey, do you maybe want to be my girlfriend? No thanks. I'm good. A week later, Ray was discharged from the hospital, and we went on a real date. He held my hand, and for the first time in a long while, I felt truly happy. I looked at Ray and thought, here he is, the real hero of my story. At that moment, I realized that glamour and fame are for show-offs, and what really matters is the people who are there for you and make you happy.